Hey everyone, Hate Mail here. Before the podcast starts, I just wanted to chime in and let you know that we unfortunately lost a huge amount of our audio car talk where we talked about Killer Croc and his legendary orders. So the legendary order I would recommend for him is 31524 is what I like. Really good character. He's pretty fun. He's not a must-have. He's not an Etrigan or on that level, but he's definitely can hold his own. You'll see a lot of matches where he just absolutely decimates a team. He does really well against taunt-heavy teams. But we still have a pretty long podcast. I think it's roughly 40 minutes. So there's a lot to talk about in there. We do touch on Killer Croc a fair amount, but I do apologize. We lost a little bit of it. We've had a lot of issues the last couple weeks, but we should be back on track next week. All right, and enjoy the podcast.
We are legends.
Hello and welcome to We Are Legends, the unofficial podcast of DC Legends Mobile Gaming. I am Slowbeast. With me as always is Hate Mail. We're also joined by Ogre Barbarian and UJLA. I apologize for last week's episode. I've had some family issues that have arisen. Hopefully it will not stop me from putting out the podcast. I'd like to continue, and I'd just like to thank everybody in the community for listening and giving the support that way.
All right, and with us today we have UJLA. How you doing today, UJLA? UJLA. Man, I still can't get that right.
I'm doing fine. The Batman.
The Batman. So just to get you know you a little bit better, how long have you been playing DC Legends?
Since its inception, I believe that was 2016, correct? November. I don't play the beta, but I started in November.
Yeah, global launch was November of 2016. So yes.
Yeah. So I played since launch. So I'm a old vet to the game.
Yeah, I know I've seen your name for a long time, so I had a feeling you'd been there since the start. And where did the name UJLA come from?
Oh, well, it stands for the Underground Justice League Alliance, and it's actually my real life superhero group. We do a lot of community things based here in Cleveland.
Oh, that's great.
So the name originated from that.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you guys actually have superpowers, or you're not allowed to reveal that?
More like the Arrowverse.
Their superpower is giving of themselves.
Right.
So currently in game, who's your favorite character?
I'm really digging this new Batgirl rework, and she really synergizes well with the Batman Beyond. So it's a kind of a toss up between the two.
Very cool. Very cool.
So what do you think of that? So you really like the new Batman Beyond? I've been up and down with him. I can't decide if I really like him or don't really like him.
Well, I really like evade tunes, and so I recently legged Batman Beyond's second skill with the evade, and that synergies really well with Batgirl's skills.
Right.
Yeah, those two do pair really well.
So you tend to use a bunch of evade characters with Batgirl as the lead?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good team. Seems to be working pretty well.
It's funny, a quick story. Just earlier today, I was just trying to kill PvP real quick. So I saw a 20k Batman Beyond, Batgirl, MJ team, and I just rolled in there with my whatever team I had, but it was like a 30,000 team, and pressed auto. And then I went and looked at it, and then half my team was dead. And I'm like, what the hell? And, and then I tried to beat it. I turned off auto, and I still had 2 characters left. I couldn't beat the stupid thing. I was like, really? This guy's going to see a loss to a 30k team on his defense log. He's going to be like, yes, I owned you.
That'll teach you.
And it was that Batman Beyond because he kept hitting me with evades. I couldn't hit the characters. So
Sure. If you can't hit them, you can't do any damage.
And I can't hit MJ.
And
She has one evade on her.
now I'm got MC Hammer running through my head. Can't touch this.
And I'm quite sure the opponent got some very good news in his feeds. you got to win against hate mail.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm waiting for it to show up on Reddit in a little while.
I hope so. I hope it does. I hope it shows up there.
Hopefully he knows who you are.
Oh, yeah, you never know.
Everybody know hate mail.
How about the characters for this month? I don't even remember. What do you think of the new characters that have been released? Have you gotten a chance to try Killer Croc or?
Killer Croc. No, I hadn't, but from what I hear from some of the members of my group, that he's pretty good because I really like one-shotters, and I wasn't sure that Killer Croc would be a good one-shotter, but at 74, level 74, max abilities, he does one shot, like DOJ.
Yeah, he will against Mystics. He does pretty well. He's another character I haven't decided how much I like or dislike yet, because certain matches it just seems like he just takes over the match and destroys everything, and then other matches, if he doesn't get his crits in, kind of like Batman Beyond, he seems a little lackluster, and then it just depends on how often he procs, but he can take over a match at times.
Yeah. So I know that I won't be really using them in my main roster. So it's like certain characters I don't really care too much for, and I think Killer Croc is one of them.
Okay. What are you hoping to see in future content?
Well, I think for Red Alert, I think it's a little bit unfair. Not because the higher you up your characters, but there's so many characters in the roster and the computer AI that it picks the same characters over and over to defeat. So I think it'll be fair if if your characters get defeated, you can't use it. I believe the same should apply to the AI in Red Alert.
That would be a neat PvP mode if it'd probably be a little too complex for coding, but have it like a King of the Hill type of thing in PvP, like real PvP, or Alliance. They could do an Alliance war of some kind. That would be a way to do it.
Oh,
like
Yeah, that would be the way to do it, yeah. So if your team gets knocked out, then...
Yeah, you out. Yep.
That would be neat.
There you go. Free ideas, devs.
There you go.
I say that would only use 48 of the 80 characters that we have, so
Right.
there's still plenty of room.
Yeah. How about a new mechanic and character or a character you'd like to see added to the game?
Ooh, say Grodd.
Yeah, well, Rod, that's coming out. He's next month, right?
Yeah. I was joking.
Yeah.
I actually am excited for Grodd.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think he will be like almost a must-have character.
Yeah. So who would be a character you'd like to see other than that?
Let's see. Wow, that's a good question. Darkseid.
Ooh.
I really want to see him, but I want to see him in a raid environment.
So
I can't not just be a regular character
correct.
release.
Like the new Necron would be Darkseid. I agree with that.
I do want him to be playable eventually, though.
Oh,
But
okay.
it needs to be difficult, and it can't be have raid today, pack available for sale tomorrow. It's gotta be.
So, question is, do you think Necron should be available for play as soon as the new raid starts?
That would be cool. I like to have, or maybe they could have like just you finish like Chapter 9 comes out when you complete Chapter 9, it releases the shards for them.
Wow. Yep. That's a good idea.
All
They
right.
should implement that.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. All right. So, is there anything in particular that you'd like to talk about or plug anything on their show while you're here, your alliance or something?
Yeah. Well, UJLA Underground Justice League Alliance. We have a YouTube channel. I think it's the UJLA TV, and yeah, and Twitter. It's Wayne Tech, SPFX. I make all type of latex rubber masks, costumes,
Oh wow.
body. Yeah, yeah.
Where are you out in Hollywood, or where are you located?
Well, I do my work in Cleveland, and all my orders is online based, and I have a Etsy shop and website is Wayne Tech, SPFX.com.
Hey, I think I know where we're getting our Halloween costumes this year.
Well, actually, I'm going to MegaCon next month, so
Ooh.
I may actually be reaching out to you for some things
Okay, yeah,
that I'm trying to figure out.
As a matter of fact, I had to bite the bullet, and I try to stray away from everything Marvel because I'm hardcore DC. But I just started on the Black Panther cowl, so I'm doing the sculpture for that, and later mold it and then cast it into latex rubber.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, well, I appreciate your time. Thanks
Oh
for
yeah,
coming on.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And
so,
if you want to hang out, we got a few topics. We'll go over if we can. You want to just have everybody talk about it slow?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that sounds good. I hang around.
If you got the time.
Yeah.
And anything else in particular you want to talk about while you're here before we move on to the topics we missed in Car Talk?
No. Have at it.
As some of you may have realized, Hate Mail was a guest on the official podcast for DC Legends.
Yeah, if you didn't get to see it, it was called Answering Your Hate Mail,
Yeah.
which I thought was a pretty good title.
Nice little pun.
Now, while we know Ogre is the chosen child,
Correct.
the favorite, I have worked my way into the youngest child, and at least I'm not the middle child like Doombox, but
The one that nobody cares about.
yeah.
So yeah, that was.
we gotta get Doom on here.
I know. He's just our whipping boy right now. So yeah, that was a nice little surprise. Hate actually forgot to tell me that he was on there, so I found out when everybody else did when the episode dropped, and I thought it was pretty interesting. What did you think of the experience? Was there more that we didn't get to hear that got on the editing floor, or was that pretty much the whole kit and caboodle?
There was a little bit, not a whole lot, but most of it was pretty much aired. Just a little.
They dropped their deep dark secrets to you while you
No,
you can't tell us about.
They usually keep things pretty private. When we got to do the testing, we got to hear and see a few little things. The only thing I kept trying to get out of them was raids, if raids were coming, and basically the same answer we've all gotten many times during that conversation, which was, there's plans for it. We don't know when. We can't make any promises. We're not going to mention it, but they know everybody wants it. They know there's competition out there that has it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure it's in works, but I don't know any type of timetable, any specifics, anything on that.
So
The only one thing I did manage to get recently, though, I did ask because a lot of people have been asking about it, was because there's no PvP events upcoming. I asked if we'd see any soon, and they said we probably would see some new ones populate pretty soon. They didn't specify what those were, if they're going to be blitzes again, or what's going to happen with that. But when we originally tested those, they said that there was going to be a whole bunch of different variety ones. So I'm sure we'll see some repeat, some new ones. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm sure we'll see that.
it seems like a pretty interesting system, like you were saying with your testing. There's a lot of stuff they can play with filling out a roster of all the same character, or having different kind of buffs and nerfs to different characters to try to change the PvP. But it's an interesting little framework they've got set up now, so I think it's going to be fun.
How do you like the PvP modes, slow and UJLA?
I really like the new PvP Siege, the one with the gyms. I forgot the name of that.
That was Blitz.
Battle. Yeah, the Blitz battle. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I love PvP.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I felt like it was just about right. Like the timing makes it more interesting. It's like pressing, trying to climb the ladder as quickly as you can. I felt like the 3-day one was a little less hectic, but I enjoy the 24-hour one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like those. I like those a lot more actually than the normal PvP modes at times. And I think part of it, and another topic I wanted to bring up when I was listening to the Oddsman, Buloth brought up his idea about the PvP system and how the star system on that is just static 3, 6, and 9. And it just seems like the matchmaking and the star system works so much better in those modes than on traditional PvP. And I kind of wish they would incorporate that into regular PvP. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and plus you getting something out of it instead of just alliance points and and a few shards. You getting gems and it's giving you a like a real goal to really try to attain, and which makes for a good like team building because it's not the blitz and the siege battles. Well, to me, it's not based off the same paired matches that you would get in a regular Wraith arena. So it just any teams, everything is just there. It's just like a free for all. If you have an 8K team and you playing you can't really complain about 30,000 or 31,000 teams.
Yeah, and that's where I go back to the matchmaking. I don't know if they necessarily want to change that for traditional PvP, the matchmaking, but I like the star system a lot better.
Yeah.
The other thing he brought up was that with Deathstroke being fixed and Lobo being fixed, how we really shouldn't have revivers lose stars because there's so many characters that rely on allied death now and have reviving abilities that it kind of makes you not want to use them. And I think I actually agree with that at this point because with Baby Lobo fixed, that is key to their kit, so that's part of their power.
Right, exactly.
Until the next time that it's implemented in some way that it takes advantage of it and everyone gets upset. I understand your point. I just think that if they did that, you may start seeing some teams that you didn't like.
Well, I mean, one of the things that is Jessica Cruz and Constantine are super, super powerful with character deaths. And they can take over a match really quick. But I don't feel like they're overpowered. They're not. It's not like it was with Deathstroke Baby Lobo.
Exactly.
Well, what do you think, Ogre?
I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, I kind of agree that the revivers shouldn't be punished because it's about an eighth of the roster right now, or a little bit more even. But it's just being punished, and people just don't want to use them just because they can't.
Yeah, I think Jessica Cruz is probably one of the most powerful characters in the game. But if you have somebody die, or same thing with Constantine. But if you don't, I don't play with her a whole lot because I don't want to rely on somebody dying. Granted, she's powerful without anybody dying. So if somebody dies, it just makes it so you are pretty much guaranteed to win. But I don't know. It's kind of an odd setup. I don't know if it definitely should be or not, but kind of leaning towards I don't know if it should be who's standing in the end.
Yeah, I think with Jessica Cruz, I think it's like a 360 win and a 360 loss because her kit is based off of the characters who die, and so you don't get the full points per match if you win it. So if your whole team dies and she's the last one standing, but she kills the whole team by herself, then you just get 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you guys are saying, but it's definitely something that I think if they were to reverse that, you're probably going to see a portion of the community that would be upset about it, and it probably isn't going to be taken advantage of as much as the Deathstroke Baby Lobo combo was, but it's something that you may see some outcry against.
Yeah.
I feel like PvP is in a pretty good spot right now, and I understand the argument because obviously, Ogre bringing up the fact he actually counted how many take advantage of revives, but yeah, I mean, I understand that there's a portion of the roster that takes advantage of that, but I mean, that's a tough call. I think it's something that it's not really broke right now. I think we should probably leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
PvP,
I guess the question really comes down to, is it broke?
Right. And I'm on the
Because-
side of I don't feel like it is, and I understand that some people are saying that maybe it is. So it's tough. That's a tough call.
Yeah, I don't think it's broke. I don't think it's broke either. I think PvP has gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, PvP probably isn't the best spot it's ever been in. So maybe you do have a point that if PvP's in the best spot it's ever been in, why would you change something like that?
Exactly.
I was just gonna say, like, even if we can all agree that it's in the best spot it's ever been, but again, you're literally excluding that portion of the roster for the most part. I mean, people still run occasionally.
Do you
Those
still?
characters?
I was gonna say, do you still run into Swamp Thing? Because I'm using him like crazy, and I run into him all
Everybody
the time.
is.
So
I don't
not
see
like-
him all that often, actually.
Oh, I use him all
I
the
see
time.
him on literally every team.
Swamp Thing gets used a ton, and Jessica Cruz gets used not as much, but she gets used a lot. So it's not like these characters aren't being. I still see Deathstroke whenever, I'm slumming it down in the lower tier. You still run into Deathstroke, so it's not like and I run into Lobo all the time. So like these
I
characters
do
are
see a
being
lot of
used.
Daddy Lobo lately.
So it's not like people are shying away from those characters. I understand the argument that maybe the penalty shouldn't be as harsh, but it's not like I understand you guys are staying away from those characters, but not everybody is. People are still using them.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
That's fair.
Good
All right.
Has the current Deathstroke nerf left you unable to perform? Don't feel like you're packing the same punch with your pistol that you used to? Just go to patreon.com/WeRRRLegends and rise to the occasion. You're taking your rightful spot on the leaderboard by signing up to Patreon today.
Side effects may include tired eyes, sore fingers, rage quitting, max out credit cards, butthurt, and divorce.
So, hey, you've got a little note here that says Jessica Cruz is bae and the oddsmen are cray cray. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I want to explore that statement. What do you got there? I haven't listened to the Oddsman's newest episode yet. I got it geared, or I got it locked in, ready to listen to next, but I haven't listened to it yet.
The laugh wasn't real high in Jessica Cruz, and I think she's like a top 4 character.
Oh.
So I was just
Jessica Cruz is bae. I gotta agree with that. So Ogre, do you want to defend that she's not a top tier character, or do you disagree with him?
I think all characters are good.
yeah, I was gonna say, Jessica is the worst character.
Ogre, you're safe. You're amongst friends. It's okay.
No, I know. Honestly, I haven't used her enough to really know. So
You have to play it safe.
Yeah, he's got to play both
I
sides.
honestly don't know her. I don't know her well enough. I've seen her be really strong, and I've seen her do nothing. So, I mean, I've seen both sides of it. So,
yeah, I think when Hate was talking about the PvP system a minute ago, and he brought up the fact that she's strong even without the buffs from character deaths. I think that's right. She is pretty strong even without those buffs, and then she can go ham whenever she does get those buffs and just take over a match. So I think she's a really good character as far as that, and I like her. What do you think, UJLA?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I ran up against a few cruises who didn't have to rely on their character deaths to be great, and the best times that I've seen her that I had a tough battle with was she was leader, and she was about Legendary 5, and she just one-shotted my level 80 Legendary 4 Batgirl with one shot.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I mean, with full evades, all her evades was on, and I just used her a second skill to buff her up, and when it came to JC's turn, she just one shot her, just knocked. Yeah, that was devastating.
She can do crazy damage. I have a match. There'll be a video of, if you're watching the YouTube video, I'll try to pair it with what we're talking about right now, where you'll see her. I lose one person on my team, and then she just uses her basic and double shots a Bane from a full overhealed max, and just instantly killed him.
Oh,
And then you can do. I mean, you can AoE an entire team if somebody dies.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. She was one of the characters that I took up to my Gear 11 on my push to Gear 11, and she was the first one I took. And if somebody dies on the team, and she gets that buff just from one, and you use her AoE, you're gonna kill half, if not all, of the other team. It's a nuke. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
very powerful character, and then even if nobody dies on my team, she still can take out the other team pretty powerfully with her first ability. She's
meaty. She's also like she doesn't go down.
No, yeah, absolutely. She can take a punishment. So she definitely is one of my top characters.
Yeah, so anytime I see a JC on the team, I got to get Wonder Woman because she goes to town on her. So yeah, I'm good now. I learned my lesson.
Yeah, no, you definitely got to bring something to deal with her. So,
one other topic I wanted to mention from the Oddsman. So we're plugging your show a bunch, Ogre, or your other show.
Yay!
I feel like you're attacking them, and you're making me do it.
I'm not attacking.
Oh, okay.
You know what we need to do? We need to have a joint podcast.
Yes,
one
we
day.
should do. We should. You guys live stream, right? We should do all that. We should get on.
Yeah,
their
we
show.
do.
We should get on their show and live stream it.
That
That's
would be
a good
awesome.
idea.
We need to do. We could. It'd be like a crossover event in the DC universe.
Ogre, you have your own show?
We're the Osman, yeah.
I'm sorry. That was funny to me. Dang! Hey, I feel so bad, Ogre. Stop kicking Ogre, guys.
Oh my god.
Well, you don't
So,
go on Reddit too much, do you, UJLA?
Yeah. Sometimes I cycle through it, see what's going on, with the recruitments and I got Reddit synced up with Discord, so anytime a post come on Reddit, I always check it out.
Yeah, they do the monthly The Oddsman podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna start checking that out.
He doesn't do it. I don't think you guys don't. Do you post it on YouTube? I can't even remember.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do the audio with just a picture, right?
Yeah, we just have a picture of our logo.
But one
Yeah,
other
we got
topic
the
I
fancy
wrote in
now.
our notes while we were talking, that's what Slow was referring to, is you guys apparently seemed like there was a lot of Martian Manhunter defense. I gotta say, I cannot get into him. I've tried him and tried him and tried him, and a lot of people compare him to Green Lantern and how they're similar, but I just think Green Lantern is significantly better. Hal Jordan.
Yeah. I think the only difference between Martian, which make him just a tad bit better, is because he grants the team awareness. That's about the only thing. But otherwise than that, Green Lantern is a little bit better. But
Yeah, but you got to remember,
Martian
Green Lantern gives
can't
that. Doesn't he give a crit immunity for the first turn?
No, it's Enrage, Silence, and Stun.
Yeah. Stun. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought it was crit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, and I think that's the only difference. And I think I like Martian Manhunter just a little bit better because he can give protection to the team. If you want to use Coda, she's good, but she's squishy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you put her on a team with Martian Manhunter, and at least she's protected for a couple rounds to get herself going.
Sure.
I don't know. He's just one of those characters that when I face Hal Jordan teams, I sometimes have some difficulty. When I face Martian Manhunter teams, I don't feel like it's scary at all.
Well, yeah,
That's that's pretty much my assessment.
yeah.
I've absolutely had some matches come down to Hal Jordan and like Bane, and they're just never ending. That's if anything, it's actually annoyed me. Hal Jordan has, and I've never had a Martian Manhunter match like that where it comes down to Martian Manhunter trading blows with one member left on my team. So I just haven't noticed it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's the truth.
What do you think, Ogre?
He loves everybody.
I think that there is room for him to be played, and he's definitely a useful character. I disagree with the comparisons of him and Hal. I get where they're at, but they feel slightly different to me at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like they feel
So-
very different. I mean, they have similar, like, on paper kits, but they play very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But it's
Like Martian Manhunter wants to go into the Deathstroke slot of the team. You still want to run those revivers and different things. So,
Yeah.
whereas Hal, you don't care about that stuff. So,
Right, that's true.
Yeah, but another good character besides Manhunter is Clayface. Now
Clayface
I ran some
is...
teams, man, just with Clayface and Swamp Thing, and you gotta actually trying to put together the right comp to really stop Clayface. And
Yeah, Clayface is disgustingly good.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, we actually, I think you guys are going to hear that as we recorded a car talk segment for this episode where Haight and I were discussing what character I'm going to bring to Gear 11 next, and I was thinking about Etrigan, and then I was talking about possibly
Power Girl.
and he said, no, you need to go with Clayface because he's just so nasty at Gear 11 and just you can build so many teams around him. He's just so versatile, and I'm sure Ogre loves him because that is his favorite thing to do.
Clayface is very good for team building.
Yes. So that's Etrigan obviously is a monster. Swamp Thing actually hits astoundingly hard. I've been surprised at especially obviously against greens. He just kind of melts greens, and I've been impressed with him.
Yeah.
Like for all that he does on the team, and especially if he reses like, and he hits really hard. Like he seems like I can see why everybody's using him right now.
Yeah, he really does everything. He's got permanent mends. He's got permanent bleeds. I mean, it's ridiculous.
He can enrage. He hits like a truck. He can revive the whole team. Like, come on, man. That's
Heal immunity, awareness.
Yeah.
What more do you want? Strength down.
He's a monster. I love that guy. He should be though. Swamp Thing's like one of the pillars of the DC universe. He's one of those elite characters.
He's the defender of the green, man.
Yeah. And last thing before we let this get too long, but what do you guys think of the rework character choices, Hawkgirl and Killer Frost?
I think Hawkgirl is gonna be I wouldn't say OP, but I think she's gonna be very good.
She is definitely the one I'm the most excited for, and I've been wanting a rework for her since the beginning. Because I have a match I just recorded not too long ago where I got to use her, and some matches, if for all her stuns proc, she's actually a great character, but it's just they don't proc often enough.
You're right, and she'll get killed quickly.
Exactly. But she's got such an awesome animation, like her model, her kit, the way she looks. She's a cool character. So
Right.
I'm really, really excited for her.
Ogre,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I think Killer Frost was already in a good spot, so hopefully she just gets a little bit better.
Yeah,
I'm sure she will.
So
we were talking about maybe something like Catwoman.
not really much to say for her. Hot Girl is the one who I've been saying has needed the rework for the longest now.
Yeah.
So she's been my #1 pick for months now.
Yeah, I want to
So
see.
I'm actually
her, and
excited
then-
to see her.
And then when we get that fabled Lantern month to see Yellow Lantern Sinestro reworked with hopefully Larfleeze and Atrocious coming onto the scene, or Saint Walker.
Star Sapphire.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
Star
think,
Sapphire.
She could use her.
Yeah, I think a Flash month may come before Lantern because for one, I think the Flash definitely needs a rework.
He does. I was actually surprised he wasn't this month with
With
Grodd.
Grodd, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
It feels more like a Superman month the way they phrased everything in their wordings.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember Grodd
Yeah,
being
with-
in Superman.
Still with Banshee and all
or Killer Frost for that matter. They're kind of both Flash characters.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm happy with. I mean, Silver Banshee. I'm not as excited for. I mean, she's a neat character, and I do kind of like that we
I'm
got more
excited
villains
if she
this month.
does have the bleeds.
No, she. It sounds like she does.
Oh, of course you are, Ogre. She's
The
gonna.
blade comes all.
Yeah.
What? A free character that has bleeds? L5.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you coming on, and
And we'd also like to thank our latest patron, Bradley. We appreciate your support.
thanks for all your support.
Do you like the show? Consider becoming a patron and get a special show each month, our special Q&A episode. It's only $1 to have access to this. Check it out at patreon.com, WeRRRLegends.
Thanks for listening. You're not going to say anything?
We are legends.